This ain't no joke, this ain't no game. This that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. All the shows spread fake news. We just call it podcast. West, Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dalton. And you know that boy hit you. He said he wants a small fry. Tell him they better make him big. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You bet. Here he goes. This place is gone.
If we set it instead of the zone, sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal Sports Zone.
Straight steal of home. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are...
The emotional journey to the championship.
What is up? Welcome to everybody. We are coming to you live today from the Rally House Studios. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wyman, here with my co-host for tonight, Louisville football and Louisville women's basketball beat writer, Sam Baisden.
What up? What up?
I'm trying to get Joey squared up on the screen there. Got him. The big little brother, Joe Wyman.
Acknowledge me.
Why do y'all do that? I don't understand.
I can't see Wes, but
Yeah, he is.
doing
He's
it.
acknowledging you for some reason.
Skeet Davidson's why.
It could also be MJ Kason, too. Kason, you made me mess it up. Oh, fumble. And last but not least, he is the human desert, the human drought. There's no starch in his pants. It is Sean Barber.
It's all starch.
How's it going?
What's up? Look, don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however, send us your questions on social media. Check on the graphic below to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media and how to help support us monetarily. We do have the YouTube subscriptions feature now that helps you help us. Great defensive stand. Sorry, you all know we're Steelers fans, so we're watching the Pitt-Cincinnati game while we're doing the show. Probably not the most professional, but we're here to have fun. That's what we do. That's why y'all tune in. It is what it is. Hit that thumbs up button while you're here on YouTube. Make sure you're watching on YouTube if you can. It'll help us out more. Shout out to our fine sponsors, Fitness Market, Fourpex, Collision Course Crew, Tailgaters, Cherry Picking, Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, and Rally House. Let's get to the chat line really quickly. Our guy Cashmere says, "What's up, family?" What's up, Cash? Boom. Dwayne, what's good, Card family? What's up, y'all? Appreciate y'all tuning in, especially during NFL Sunday. Robbie says, "Good afternoon." Our guy Robbie Dull. Louisville Charlie says he feels so uppity today. Put your pinky fingers in the air if you can. Cards up, baby. Robert Holt, looking good, fellow. Not as good as 41-14, but still pretty good. And Chris Deere says, "I hate and love the portal." I think we all hate and love the portal. And Louisville Bubs. Well, I said 41-45, and one of us scored 40. LOL. Yeah. Look, I think there was a lot about yesterday that surprised our guy, the meat man, Garrett Hoover, chiming in. Oh, tackle him. Good morning, Cards family. What a wonderful Sunday morning. It's always wonderful when you have beat the Pussycats up like we did yesterday. Beat them up. Sorry. Look.
BTA.
What was it? Jason Williams said the other day after we beat, was it Indiana we beat? He's like, that was just a whooping.
Mm-hmm.
We could have ran that clip back for yesterday too, after the football game. But yeah, again, great afternoon, great weekend. I'll take 2-1 for Atlantis. I think that makes it a good weekend. The women rolled over the Buffaloes in Colorado. That was, but make no mistake about it, Colorado is a great team. They matched us blow for blow yesterday, giggity. Shot for shot, basket for basket, but we boomed them like in the middle of at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Oh, second quarter too, because they were up by.
Yeah, it was
They were up by 8 or 10.
Well, we were only up by 1 going into the fourth quarter, and then we were up by 15 before I knew it. I didn't even have enough time to go to the bathroom and come back, and we were up by double digits. So Great week. The volleyball team lost 2 top 5 games. That wasn't too good for them, but they're still going to end up a top 4 seed. They will have a road to the national championship that rolls straight through Louisville, Kentucky, and that's something special. And I'm hoping that that's something they can. They've only got a couple of losses this year. They're all the top 5 teams. I know they lost to Stanford. They lost to Pittsburgh twice. They lost, I think, at Penn State, and then lost to, was it Nebraska here at home, the very first ever game on ABC.
Yeah.
So 5 losses, all the top teams. So good weekend. Not great weekend for the Cards. Good weekend overall. I was telling them yesterday that, in my opinion, the win over Kentucky kind of almost counts as 2 wins on the weekend. That wasn't even.
No, I mean, he got up acting like, "What did I do wrong?" Like, dude.
Like, dude, if you turn around, you could.
First of all, you're not looking at the ball. Second of all, he's a defenseless receiver at that point because the ball got there. Even if it had got there, you're not looking at it. Like,
sorry guys, we're
it's not targeting because like you didn't hit him helmet to helmet or in the head area.
Yeah,
we're giving our NFL play-by-play during the show.
Easy. That's an easy call.
All right, well, let's hop into segment 1 like we normally do. That's my live thoughts as the game's going on. I type them out, the good and the bad. UK gets the ball first, 2 runs on the third. And for my sanity, I couldn't keep typing Kentucky or UK, so I put TOT. Shawn, any guesses to what TOT stands for?
No.
Sam?
No.
I don't need it. Sam's been on the bad end of some very unfortunate misunderstandings the last couple of weeks, so I shouldn't have asked him anyway. Joey?
Not that I can say on the radio. Or
okay,
on the show.
Joey, calm down. Wes, you got a guess? I can't hear you. You must have.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
The other team.
Yep. The other team. Wes got it. 2 runs, and on the third run, TOT fumbles again, and McDonald strips. I mean, it was one of the most cleanest. It was the second most clean. I don't know that Wes would remember this, and I don't know if Sam was even here when that happened. I know Joey remembers it, and I'm pretty sure Shawn does. But I don't remember who we were playing, but it was a kickoff, and Alan Campos ran up and just took the ball from him in one motion and ran it in for a touchdown. So it was pretty clean. But anyway, McDonald stripped the running back. Told y'all on Friday, this Kentucky team fumbles a lot. They fumbled a lot yesterday. They recovered some of them, but still did not control the ball, secure the ball very easily. Cards take it's the Cards ball. The Cards take a few shots successfully through the air and go 3 and out. Then the Cards force their own 3 and out after tightening up the run defense. Because there was a point after the first series where I was like, man, we might be in trouble. These guys are running at will. Thankfully, they committed some penalties that called some back. Cards start off on the opposite 40-yard line. First play, Chris Bell up the sideline for 23 yards. Beautiful catch. I believe that's the one where he tapped it to himself, where it looked like he was going towards the side, like out of bounds, and then kept it in. 8-yard catch by Duke, followed by Isaac Brown run for the first down. Isaac for 20 easy. 7 more on the next run leads to 3rd and 1 conversion. Then a Cards touchdown. Isaac Brown, Cards up 7-0. TOT get a couple of runs to get near a first down, but sputter after a near interception, which leads to the Cards getting the ball at the 35. Bell with a 10-yard catch. Nate Dogg with a 10-yard catch. And the Cards are moving, but they hit a speed bump that other team's ball at the 15. They do get a few first downs, but it's the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Cards. Still felt pretty good, but I'm not going to lie. I was a little worried at that point. We didn't look too dominant on either side, but it's 3rd and 5 to start off the second quarter. And first play is a T-Mac interception. Cards ball at the 25-yard line after a 15-yard penalty. First play, Isaac Brown for a 15-yard run, and they get all the way to the 3-yard line, but they're they're held to a field goal. It is now 10-0 Cards. For as much crap as we gave Travelstead all year, he had a couple of easy field goals in this one, and they added to the score. Congo with a big sack, loss of 7. Tot forced to punt again. I like this. Duke Watson, first play, 58-yard touchdown run, 17-0 Cards. The Tots are 3 and out and punt again. I love it. A couple of runs lead to a 51-yard catch down the field by Bell. It's 1st and goal. One of the players drops a touchdown. We won't name their name, and the Cards settle for 3. It's 20-0 Cards with about 5 minutes left. One big play by that other team, and the Cards stuffed them on their 16, 2-minute warning. Cards have them at 3rd and 13 after another tackle for loss. Next play, Nicholson picks off the 3rd down pass in the end zone. Cards ball, foul on the quarterback, 15 yards. Will start out on the 41. 1 minute left in the half. Duke with a few runs. Shawn, it's your time to shine.
Unshucking believable.
A loss of 12 turns into a gain of 1 after Tyler runs the other team around in circles to gain that 1 yard, but we turn the ball over on downs. Boo. The other team gets the ball on our 40 with 50 seconds left in the half. That was our real first mistake of the game. Ramon Purrier tackle for loss, a Boley fumble, but they recover. Clock stops at 14 seconds. That other team shut out for only the second time in the first half in 10 years. Cards get the ball first in the second half, but do nothing with it. Other team's ball. Good. Then leads to a 3 and out, but a targeting foul is called. Boley hurt. Wimsett gets in and gets them to the 6. They scores 27 Cards. At this point, I think we were all feeling. I don't know that there was not one point during the game yesterday where I was worried we were going to lose. It was just like, are they going to come back and make us sweat, make this a competitive game? This was the point in time where I started being like, man, this is about to be some bull spit. And it's our ball, though. Huge first down catch. A huge first down catch by Hughes, and we start running again finally. Brown and Brown get their first down. Brown get the first down, but the other team stops us. They start at the 13-yard line. But that's when people in the group chat are like, I knew it. We're going to lose. It's over. And I said, what did I say in the chat? There's no need to worry. Very next play, Ramon Purrier, scoop and score touchdown. I told y'all they fumbled a lot on the show Friday. 3rd this season for Ramon Purrier. Other team's ball, they do nothing with it. Cards start off at the 40. Brown is skipping to his Lou down the field. A new freshman rushing record has been set. Isaac Brown is taken over to the top spot, moving past Lamar Jackson, who rushed for 960 yards in 2015. Next play, Duke Watson, 25-yard touchdown, 34-7, into the 3rd quarter. The running game yesterday. I know we've got a passing quarterback, but we're nearly unstoppable when we just run the ball. We just keep on. The other team goes to 4th down, turns it over on downs because the quarterback very wisely runs out of bounds on his own. Isaac runs. This is where I gave up because I was too excited. It was like, they score again. Isaac runs for 1,000 yards. They get the ball, and Quincy Riley interception. And too excited to write anymore. I don't give a crap. Cards spank the Cats. The streak is over. Insert Undertaker gif here. Cards win 41-14. 6 quarterbacks get in for Louisville. Isaac Brown goes over 1,000 yards. We held them. They were unsuccessful on 3rd down. I'm not sure they were successful on 4th down either. I know the one time we stopped them on 4th down, but I don't remember if they went for it again. I'll look that up when y'all were talking.
When he ran out of bounds, it was fourth down.
Right, but I don't know that they converted a 4th down. That's what I'm saying. I know that they didn't get that one, but I'm not sure.
No.
If they got a 4th down otherwise. So if they didn't convert on 3rd or 4th down, that is a bit.
That was the only 4th down.
That was the only 4th down they had.
The only one they tried, and they were
okay.
unsuccessful.
Okay. All y'all, Ron English needs to be fired. Need to give that same energy to him on the love side of it because this team has become exponentially better. Other than the Stanford game, has been exponentially better on the second half of the season. Cards forced plenty of turnovers, 5 in all. I looked at Joey and Shawn yesterday and was like, are we getting home cooking in Lexington? To Shawn's response was, well, we did get ACC refs this game. So thank you for all the times you all have royally pegged us. Sam will explain that to you after the show.
Why me?
We can go. You want to go into that next?
Nope.
Okay. We finally got home cooking in a football game, and it was not at L&N. We did commit a costly penalty with the targeting, but overall they were pretty disciplined. Only 3 penalties. We had a false start by Mark Redmond. We had illegal touching. Shawn, you know what that means, by Chris Bell. And we had the targeting, which it was targeting by definition, but even the commentators were like, well, he tried, and you could see him trying to like pull back off. So pretty disciplined though yesterday. Puryear becomes the first player in Louisville history with 3 fumble recoveries for a touchdown. First defensive player to score 3 touchdowns in Louisville history. Only 3 others in college football have done that in the last 20 years. Isaac Brown reaches 1,000 yards rushing for the season, marking the 3rd time U of L has had a 1,000-yard rusher, receiver, and passer with Ja'Cory Brooks, Tyler Shuck, and Isaac Brown. Did anybody see Kelly Dickey's tweet?
I did not.
Joey, did you? Okay, so just take a guess. When were the other 2 times? Sam, I'm gonna let you go first.
I would probably say in the Brian Brom era.
No. You know what my first guess was? My first guess was Malik, Javian, and Tutu. However,
I don't think Malik got 3,000, did he?
He was 40 yards short
of
3,000 that year. And there was another year where Malik, he satisfied, he had 1,000 yards rushing. He had 3,000 yards passing, but we didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver. If you're a fan of this show, this should be pretty easy for you to guess. Our
Chris Redmond,
special correspondent, did it twice.
Chris Redmond
in 1998. Guess the
Ivan Green.
No,
Chris. See, the problem is I don't remember when all the receivers and running backs were there, but the Chris Redmond era, I would definitely say he had, because I know he had good running backs and good receivers. Arnold Jackson, was he with Chris?
He is a part of both.
Okay, so Chris and Arnold both times, and then
Frank Moreau.
That's 99. Redmond, Monroe, Jackson. 98 was one of our most. I would say this running back was one of the guys that he wasn't very heralded, didn't have a whole lot of hype coming in, but he come in and he left early. Tennessee Titans drafted him.
Anthony Allen?
No, Anthony Allen was much later.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Leroy Collins.
Okay.
I got Leroy. I can't believe. Can y'all believe that we destroyed a mighty SEC team yesterday?
Mighty.
Well, that's what they say. Everything the SEC it just means more, right? So it was a mighty. Even
we're better than Ole Miss, and we're better than Georgia
and Texas.
Yeah, we beat them by more than Texas did. So, I mean, we should be like a 2 seed in the playoffs.
And Tennessee too, right? No, how much did Tennessee beat them by?
They probably beat them by 80.
Not really certain on that. All I do know is that man, Lane Kiffin really put his foot in his mouth this week because he said something about SEC could hang with the ACC, and the Georgia Tech almost beat them. Now, South Carolina did kind of put a little
damper on that
because Clemson should have beat them handedly, but it is what it is. 41-14 going into this game, they averaged 21 points per game, so we held them to 7 points below their average. We scored 21 more points than their average. Vanderdoof didn't play yesterday, so his yards per game we couldn't hold them. But their rushing attack, they come in averaging 144 yards a game. George Pickens is going to get a flag for that, right? Punting the ball into the stands.
I don't see.
He should. He should.
I don't see why they would.
You don't see what?
If they can run all the way down the field and slide into the end zone.
I don't see it yet.
Oh, I thought you said I don't see.
Oh,
It's okay. We were all talking, so it don't matter.
Mhm.
They come into the game averaging 144 yards per game. We held them to 117 and 0 touchdowns. 2 lost fumbles by their running back, Wilcox. Leading interceptor was Lovett and Hardaway. No picks yesterday. And the most telling stat defensively, they were averaging 2 sacks per game, only 24 total sacks this season. They got a big old hefty 0 yesterday versus the offensive line. Conversely, with Louisville, they were averaging 36 points per game, and they only scored 5 more than they averaged. Shame on you all. They were allowing 24 points per game, and they held their opponents to 10 less. Friday night, Shawn, what did I say? What was my lock of the game?
I wasn't here.
7 sacks.
You
on
didn't listen?
defense.
No, offensively. 250 yards rushing.
Yeah.
And I said that Shuck wouldn't get his normal stats because of the success of the rushing game. Shuck with only 128 yards passing, 0 touchdowns. The Bruise Crew, that's what I've called the running back team. They average 167 a game, 358 yards rushing yesterday. Travelstead had missed 7 field goals, but becoming more consistent as the season goes on. And many of his misses were long. 2 for 2 yesterday, both short. I would have to say this is a record. And when y'all start talking, I'm gonna ask Kelly Dickey. I don't remember a season where we were only sacked 15 times for the whole year. That seems like a phenomenal number. Yesterday, sacked 0. TJ and Stanquan were the 2 top tacklers going in. MJ and Stanquan were the 2 top tacklers yesterday. Stanquan and Thornton were tied for leading with interceptions and 2 going into the game. Quincy Riley jumps into a tie. Tavion, T-Mac, Quincy, they all have 2 interceptions on the year. So conversely, I don't remember a year where we've had this few interceptions. Ramon and T-Mac with a fumble recovery. The Cards were -1 on the turnover margin going into it. We pushed that all the way up to -5. Conversely, that other team was +3 going into the game, and we pushed them up to a +7 to end the season. We're definitely in the college football playoff at this point. If we didn't lose against Stanford, it's a moot point though. What, Sam?
Wait, you said we were -1, right, in the turnover margin?
Yeah.
So we should be plus now.
No, you want to be in the negative.
Are you sure you're saying that right?
Yeah.
Because when you say
You
negative,
want me to explain Pegging to you again?
no, when you say negative, that means
Right. The turnover
negative.
margin, that means you want to, plus means you've committed turnovers. Minus means you've
Okay, so
takeaway.
okay, I got you now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure we.
No, you're
on the
good.
same
I
page.
know math is hard. We're definitely in the college football playoff though at this point. Without that Stanford loss, and we lost 4 games by average of 6 points per game. Sucks. It is what it is. But let's get into the discussion part of this. Sam, we'll go to you first. How do you feel about not losing to these? You know what? Let's catch up on the chat line first, and then we'll ask the questions. Red State says, "What a great week to be a Cardinals fan." Anthony Easton says, "Hey, Duke and Isaac just scored again." Dwayne says they're going straight to basketball now. Shaking my head. Yeah. Anthony says dominating Indiana and Kentucky in the same week equals a great week. Chris says Purdue fired their coach. Do you think Brian might get a shot? I don't know. I've heard his name was in the mix at FAU. Anthony says how are NIL funds looking for football? Can we expect another nice portal haul? I'm sure we can. I've been told that a couple of our key targets are already taken care of for next year. Brandon says, no, I think they'll go find someone that has no ties to the previous regime. I agree with that. Red State says, face, green, smiling. Oh, you're a Cincinnati fan? Poop. I won't hold that. I won't hold that against you. Dwayne says, seriously, think if we ran the ball most of the season, we probably win most of those games we lost. Look, we couldn't help. I would say Notre Dame would be the only one we still would have lost, but the other 2, we definitely have a shot to win if we're not screwed over. And I'm not a big, whatever, that blamer guy, but yeah, SMU, that was our win. And what happened at the end of the Miami game?
We scored at the very end to make it a 7-point loss instead of a 14-point
Yeah.
loss.
And then we tried to.
So then it was the other way around. It was Notre Dame
Yeah.
that we got screwed out. So we probably still lose to Miami, but we get 2 more wins and we're firmly in the playoff. But even if we just reverse that Stanford one, it is what it is. I'm not even going to think about that. Red State says Quincy had that beautiful one-handed interception. Absolutely. Robert, premium subscriber Robert Holt says JJ tried to start stuff at the end. Yep. Mike Puckett says 98 was one of the first seasons I remember paying attention to every game. I was actually lucky enough to be on the sidelines for those 2 seasons because I was already off the team, but I had enough friends up there and the coaches still loved me. Like, it wasn't like I got hurt, so that's why I couldn't play anymore. So I was lucky enough to be up there for all 4 seasons of Chris Redman. So, make him fumble. Sorry. All right, let's get to the question and answer portion. James Garland wants to know, where's Burger Boy Higgy been at? I've been hiding. I don't know that he can hide.
He's still in the drive-through.
Yeah, he's still at Whataburger. Sam, how do you feel about not losing to the Wildcats for the first time since 2020?
I feel great. It's not something that I want to get used to. When I first moved here, I don't think we lost to them.
You don't want to get used to beating them?
No, get used to losing to them. So, so yeah, so that's it. It was well deserved, and I'd say this: I would trade off the Stanford loss for UK win because I do think that losing to Stanford had a lot to do with how they came and played and handled business yesterday. But yeah, I feel great about it. Feel great about the future. And yeah.
All right, Shawn.
Finally, we put them down like Old Yeller, and I loved it.
Good God,
I loved it. That's all I gotta say. I loved it.
Joey.
Thinking GFT.
Wes.
It feels good to finally be back in the win column in the rivalry. Dominant performance. I couldn't be happier.
All right. Now we all know that Sam is the resident nitpicker. So we're going. I said nitpicker. What could we have done better yesterday?
We left some points on the board. We could have easily run this maybe about 55, but outside of that, I felt like it was a really good performance. I feel the offense could have scored a little bit more points, and that's about it. That's as far as I'm gonna say because the defense did pretty good, and they could have been better too. But oh, you know what? No,
Yes.
I'm good.
No. Say it with your chest.
We could have done it better in terms of not allowing them to get underneath our skin towards the end of the game. I saw some Louisville players were chirping too, but it's to be said with a rivalry game. But you could tell midway through the second quarter that they were trying, and we almost got out of there without any unsportsmanlike penalties.
Well, I think after everything else that went on in college
Yes.
football yesterday, we were scholars and gentlemen.
I think Coach Brown made it a point to tell them not to buy into it because they tried the whole game to get us to react, and 99.9% of the time we turned around and walked the other way.
Or another player came and separated them quickly because I think in the first quarter last year, Chris Bell got a penalty for that unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, he grabbed him by the face mask and yanked it. Yeah.
So,
Want to say welcome to the Facebook chat, even though I want y'all to get on YouTube. That helps us out more. Catherine Clope, former teammate, only women's football player in Louisville history. Jeremy Lucas, Anthony Brown. What's up, AB? Shocked you're tuning into the show. Tyree Pippen. What's good, man? Glenn Bertram, Brady Bruce, Daniel Garcia, and our guy JMO. Appreciate all you all tuned in. Offensive MVP. Let's. Oh, first off, Wes, did you have any other criticisms from the game yesterday?
I don't think you actually know those.
Well, no, I to be fair, my question was, you're a resident nitpicker.
Okay. True.
So did anybody else have any issues with yesterday? Because, yeah, we did leave probably by my count 15, 16 points out there. Didn't end up hurting us. You shouldn't score 41 and let 16 shouldn't affect you anyway. But did anybody else have any?
I just wish we had shut them out. I think we could have played a little more zone and kept them from beating us one-on-one deep to get those 2 touchdowns. That's it. That's how I'm going to nitpick.
No, it's beautiful football. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball.
I would say we could probably hold them to 7. That first drive when Winstead came in there, I don't think they were totally prepared for what because they did a little bit. They did like 2 or 3 zone reads.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that kind of caught them off guard for a little bit and allowed them to move the ball. But other than that, yeah.
Babu says this is my yearly thanks to the University of Cincinnati as they don't go bowling again. Dwayne says, I think we're hitting our mojo at the end of the season besides the Stanford hiccup. That's what sucks to me, not to get cut Dwayne's comment off in the middle. We have got our momentum running. We are playing our best football of the season, and now it's just over for a month. Hopefully it rolls over to a good next season, having a lot of home games, 8 home games next year, including we host Clemson, we host Kentucky. We have another big home game that we host, but I can't remember who it is off the top of my head.
So we got a chance to have 9 wins this year, 10 last year, so 19 in his first 2 years. And he is already, by several games, Brom has the most wins by a second-year Power 4 coach. So I'd say
that too, yeah.
I would say we're doing pretty good.
Robert says losing O-line hurts. Who are we going after in the portal, or is it too early for that to be out in the open? You're going to see some guys. We'll talk about that in a few minutes that have already jumped into the portal. But when I contacted the people in the know up at the university, they were like, "That's probably not going to go into. You're not going to hear a lot of news till next week about it." So yeah, a little bit too early. Our guy Jason Baker, what's up, fellas? What's up? Brent called the offensive line the MVP of the game yesterday. I don't know how anybody could argue that. We were able to run when we wanted to. We could have passed for more against their garbage defensive secondary there. Garrett says, I hope to see most of our players play in the bowl and not opt out. And I think that's a conversation we're going to have here in a few minutes. But offensive MVP, I'll go first on this. Gosh. I think this one's a no-brainer. I think it's got to be Isaac Brown. And again, I know somebody. Okay, offensive line is the MVP of the game yesterday for me offensively. Shawn, what about you? There's not too many because Tyler didn't throw the ball well, which means the receivers didn't get a lot. I mean, I think the argument could be made for Chris Bell because he was on his game yesterday.
That's actually who I was going to go with, is Chris Bell, because not just the catches, but the blocking, because we ran a lot of outside.
And you pointed that out yesterday multiple times.
That's incomplete.
Sam?
I'm gonna go with you said. I do think that the offensive line was the MVP. They opened up holes regardless of which back it was. They gave Tyler Shuck time and they kept him upright. No, we were rarely behind the chains. So I would agree with you when I say the offensive line.
Joey?
The running backs, because even though they did get those blocks when they got out past the line of scrimmage, they still have to outrun people. So, 250 plus yards rushing. I think Duke Watson averaged like 19 yards a carry, or it was something.
Like 17,
yeah. So once he got past that initial line, he was turning the Jets on. But there's no wrong answer here. The only wrong answer would be to say somebody that didn't play.
Very good. What about you, Wes?
I'm gonna go with what Joey said. The running back room, man, just masterful performance. Turned it into a track meet. It was.
It's hard because you can't have the running backs can't have a good game without the O-line blocking, and if the O-line don't block, the running backs aren't going to have a good game. So they're kind of one and the same. There is a little bit of argument. There will be probably a little bit more diversity on this next question. the defensive MVP because there were so many great performances defensively. Joey, we'll go with you first on this one. Who is your defensive MVP?
Well, like I said earlier, McDonald had 2 takeaways, so kind of hard to not give him that. I mean, I know other people had takeaways and they had touchdowns, and but I would say McDonald.
Sam?
I'm gonna go with the defensive line. They did give up a few big running plays, but for the most part, they ate up the blocks, allowed the linebackers and sometimes the safety to come in there to make a tackle right at the line of scrimmage off a tackle for loss. They were able to get some quarterback hurries, get some quarterback hits, and came away with, I think, with 2 sacks. But they let their presence be known, so the quarterback was always aware that they were around. So I'll go with the defensive line.
Yeah, the defensive line absolutely bullied. What's the dude's name? Deion Walker. The guy had all the crap to talk last year. How's that taste now? What's it taste like? Oh, it tastes like an L down your throat. Shawn, what about you?
I'm gonna go with Ramon Puryear. 3 fumble recovery touchdowns, but in this game, that I think sealed the game for sure. All doubt was gone when he picks that up and runs it in. He could have picked it up or just fell down on it and just recovered it, and then maybe we only get a field goal with it. No, he said, "I'm going to go for the throat." He went for the throat, and that was it.
That's what I usually do.
Does everybody remember their predictions for scores?
I think I said 34-20.
I said 33-23.
I think I was 38-10.
Wes was 31-17, I believe, because that's why I just added a field goal to both of mine.
I said 38-20, so we were all pretty close except for Shawn. I'm just kidding.
Except for me, I was way off.
Yeah. You know who else was way off? The fine people at KSR that all predicted a sweep. Like, get original for a minute there, guys. All right, let's get into some more from the. Jason Baker said if he had a gripe, it's lining up and beating the brakes off of any team. Why? Oh, boy, that has so much. Oh, his gripes are the trick plays where we did fumble the ball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the triple reverse.
I mean, he did it one time this season. I think it worked for a few yards. And in the past, he's always liked to do that when it's either a sudden change of possession or once he crosses the 50, he
like go for the kill. Yeah, for sure.
But
I would
like
just
say,
hand it to Isaac or Duke, and
at that point in time, you didn't need it because what just our normal offense was working.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
KD says English Crew was the MVP. Don't disagree with that. I thought Anthony Easton. I thought SEC athletes were faster than everybody. Our freshman running backs made them look like they were playing pretty slow motion almost. Babu Brom can sell the top tier O-line portal targets if they can come block for 2 of the best young running backs in the nation. Facts. Anthony Easton says I'm going with McDonald for setting the tone early with the strip and the interception. And Boo Brewer with the gold cards. What's up, Coach? Man, things are looking up, aren't they, on both sides? So that it's always good. I'm going to go for my defensive MVP. I'm going to go MJ Griffin. He had a couple of pass deflections. He led the team in tackles yesterday, and he really did prevent them from getting any kind of momentum going. Bye-bye. Oh, man, I thought it was. I do not remember who caught that, that big pass was caught on in the second. I want to say it might have been Tamarian, but I'm not sure.
When the other team scored?
When the other team threw like that 80-yard touchdown pass.
It was on Hutchinson.
Okay. Who was the guy who got kicked out of the game last week? That made the not last week, but
during the Stanford game.
Yeah, on the last play of the game, he had the late hit, twisted the ankle.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, it was the young man that's no longer with the team.
Yeah, that's who he's talking about.
Right. What's his name?
Is it Holloway?
Tayon
Holloway.
Okay. All right. McDonald set the tone, says JT. Hutchinson was the defender. There's no wrong. Like I said, so many different options for that particular answer. Stanquan Clark, second leading tackler again. Holloway, yeah, okay. I was getting my name. I thought it was Holloway, but I wasn't sure. Shout out to Woo Spencer getting in the game. 55 getting his thing. You know, I'm always happy when a good 55 gets in there. Quincy and Tramel Logan didn't have to do as much yesterday because the rest of the team really stepped up. Tramel, I think Tramel got hurt during the game. I'm not really sure. By the way, Jeff Nunn's working on the photo gallery from yesterday. As we speak, it should be ready to post after the podcast. It's phenomenal. Make sure, does Griffin sit first half or second?
First half.
First half.
Griffith.
Griffith. I was like, I don't remember MJ doing it.
He's got to sit out the first half of the bowl game.
He's got to sit the first half of the bowl game.
Wait, hold on. Didn't that happen in the first half?
Second half.
Second half.
So he misses the rest of this game, that game, and then the first half of the second game. The next game.
Look, we knew we were going to have a long show today. It's Wildcat Victory Sunday. We'll try to get this wrapped up. Did anybody have a favorite moment of the game? Wes, your play of the game.
The big run by Isaac Brown, where you could see the defender literally as soon as he hit that gap, and dude was right there, but he wasn't right there. You could just see him hit the jets on him and just bolt for the end zone.
Jeff sent me a picture last night, and where's it at? Or maybe he put it in the group. Is that the one he put in the group chat where you could see the big hole? It was just Isaac running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was in the group chat. Joey, your favorite moment of the game?
When the clock,
I swear to God,
down to 0.
Shawn,
the Ramon Puryear fumble recovery touchdown.
They call that a scoop and score.
I'm going to go Quincy Riley's one-handed interception. That was pretty dope.
A scoop and score is also something that happens at the end of a Friday night at the bar.
Unbelievable.
Shawn, what about you? Your favorite play of the game?
I just gave it.
Oh, that was you. So everybody gave theirs? Sorry, I don't listen.
Oh, well, I mean, mine says I had 3, but for 3 separate reasons.
Okay.
The first one was the fumble recovery, the strip in the first play of the game, because I do believe it set the tune.
Yeah.
The second one was the Ramon Puryear scoop and score, because they had life. They thought they had a chance, and that kind of let them know that they had some more work to do. And then the third one was the Isaac Brown. I think it was 40-something yard, 50-yard touchdown. That sealed that they wasn't coming back for me. So those were my 3 favorite plays right there.
Garrett says Isaac sleepy timing after the last touchdown run, pulling the CM Punk. I love it. Premium subscriber Robert Holt says favorite moment was when the UK quarterback ran out of bounds early on 4th down. That was insanity. That was.
He just trotted out. That's
he didn't
care. Was that a business decision? He had to not know.
He didn't know. He had no idea.
So I don't think he knew it was 4th down. Just the way the coaching staff handled it. It wasn't like hey, like, are we going to go for it or not? It was like,
it
was just such a fluid situation that, in my mind, I'd be like, well, it must be,
third down. Second, yes.
They're going to let me know if it's a big 4th down play, and especially with the play call.
Yeah, because they lined up for it. They went for it like it was just, like you say, a normal.
No, you didn't. It just the way some of your words sound. Like I thought you just said ninjas.
What?
Yeah, I
forget how you started the sentence off, but
look, just go to the 146 mark.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, I know you didn't say it, but it was funny. It caught me funny.
The Bell one-handed catch was pretty awesome too. Anthony Eason says
Quincy's one-handed.
I think Jeremy said that right.
Yeah.
Babu says, I hope the Q's victory over Miami doesn't cost us the Gator Bowl. I want a warm Florida bowl game. JT for the Ville. Braun broke streak in BBN's sanity. Time for him to celebrate. It was a lineup and beat the UK's supposed identity of physical defensive play and not so subtle in your face running. Absolutely. It was a great game. We're going to talk more about Louisville football here after the break. We're going to go to commercial. Go to the commercial break. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. We'll be back with you in about 2 minutes. There's the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. It's time. Located behind the El Nepal at 2745 Crittenden Drive. They're set up there all football season for the home game. Shout out to Bill, Garrett, Rhino, Craig, Kevin, Doc, and the crew. Rest in peace, Corrito, for a great time. Hit up the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. For Peg's Beer Lounge, where every week is either Wings Day or the Ribs Day. On Wings Day, $20 all you can eat jumbo smoked wings and $1.25 per wing all day long. On the Ribs Day, come get the best ribs in the Ville for just $25 all you can eat or $2 a bone all day long. Fitness Market. Contact our fine friends at Fitness Market to find out how they can furnish your dream at-home gym. From treadmills to saunas to weights, they have you covered. Planet Fitness. Shout out to Planet Fitness and Rick Cooper for helping us look sharp on the sidelines this summer. Great monthly deals for memberships as well. Check your local listings for a location near you. Cherry Pickin', a hoops-themed cold-pressed juice and smoothie bar inspiring you to take what's good. Conveniently located at 828 East Main Street behind the local seltzery. Tell them CSZ sent you for 15% off your total order. Shoot 360, a premier state-of-the-art basketball training facility with highly skilled trainers. Call 515-6556 and sign up today. Great value all around. And if you go to shoot360.com, you can pre-register for a free workout. Come to Shoot 360, the world's most advanced basketball training facility. Rally House. Check out our friends at the Jefferson Mall. Lisa, Dee, Rico, Amanda, and the crew. Tell them Cardinal Sports Zone sent you. They'll make sure you get taken care of really well. Rally House. Our house. Your house. Rally House. Local stuff. Last but not least, our fine friends at Mossy Oak and Hart Properties. If you are in the market to buy or sell farms, land, recreational, or residential areas in the state of Kentucky, let Paul or one of their team of professionals at Mossy Oak and Hart Realty help you out with all your buying and selling needs. Call Paul at 270-537-4422 or email him at pthomas@mossyoakproperties.com. Mossy Oak, we know land. Now back to you guys in the studio. Thank you very much, kind sir. Welcome back to the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Again, I'm your host, Jeremy Wallman, here with Sam Basden, Sean Barber, Wes Booskies, and Joe Wallman, the big little brother. Here to remind you that we do have the YouTube subscriptions page. Gives you access to us pretty much 24 hours a day. As long as we're awake, it gives you access to it, gives you priority access to us. And we share a little bit more information with our premium subscribers than we do. That's just our way to make a little bit of extra money. So sorry, but that's that's how we do it. Christian Academy of Louisville is playing Saturday at noon at UScan Field for their third straight state championship, something I don't remember being done in a long time. Good luck to Hunter Cantwell, their head coach, and their quarterbacks coach, Chris Redmond, friends of the show, friends of my friends since we were in college. Don't forget to visit spencerstand.com. Spencerstand.com is Spencer Legg's website, his NIL website. You can his mission statements there. It's a great story. You'll be able to purchase time to hang out with them virtually. There's an option. I think it's 1 hour for $10 maybe. And then there's an option where you can actually go up to the Cooper practice facility and shoot hoops with Spencer and the crew for 2 hours. It's $50. But if you're going to do any of those, you can sign up for a game day experience. It's $50 for 4 hours of hang time with the team before, during, and after the game. That's the one I would do if I was you. Go to spencersstand.com. Let's go ahead and hit the hottest segment that is sweeping the nation. I don't even believe it myself now, but it is Sean's turn to shine. Sean, take it away.
No.
Premature. Every time we ask it, the answer's the same thing.
Did you know that Shawn and Jey Uso went to the same college?
Oh God.
NYU? No Yeet University?
Was that was one of the most I want to say they've been doing a lot of like
They did record one for the women, but they didn't show it last night because I seen the clip online, and after Bronson Reed's, it started going to Rhea Ripley's, and then they cut it off. They should have shown both of them.
Yeah, they should have. They've been doing a lot of little tweaks here and there and a lot of little nuance things, like the thing during Monday Night Raw where they show who the commentators are, the backstage reporter, the announcer, stuff like that. I really like what the. Let's not get off into a wrestling tangent though, because we've only got another like 30 minutes.
Last thing, did you see Damian got beat down by Judgment Day minus Dom afterwards?
Yes, I did. Let's get into the second half of the show. Portal season is here. We've got 3 guys that have joined the portal. Aaron Williams from Bosco, Mason Reiger, and Madden Sanker. We wish them all the best in their future endeavors. That's not a wrestling pun. That's just, we really like those guys and we appreciate them. Thank you for your all's, I don't want to say service, but thank you all for your contributions to the team. Guys, are we looking forward to the bowl game with all of the uncertainty? Who's going to opt out? Who's going to forego all that stuff? Are bowl games still? Two-part question. Sam, we'll go to you first. Are you still looking forward to the bowl game, and do they mean as much as they used to mean?
Yes, I'm still looking forward to the bowl game. As a fan perspective, it's a time to travel, hopefully go someplace warm to escape Louisville winters. So that's what I'm looking for as a fan. And are they as important? The 12-team playoff kind of diminishes some of the effects on the bowl game, and then the players opting out, it does as well. But I think it's important practice-wise because now you get those extra reps that you usually wouldn't get if you don't go to a bowl game, i.e. the team down the road.
That other team. Shout out Justina, our cousin Grace Vandervaart jumped in again. One time's an accident, right? You're like, oh, maybe they were just scrolling through and accidentally. This is like three episodes in a row that she's hopped in. So we appreciate her love and support as always. Shawn, what about you? Are you looking forward to, because we're 8-4, we don't play another game for a month, 3 weeks or so. Are you still looking forward to it? Will we still be as competitive? Obviously, Sam pretty much answered it. The bowl games they don't mean as much anymore. Unless you're just an average player, right? Like if you're a superstar player, you're going to sit that out to get ready for the NFL draft.
Yeah, you don't want injury or anything.
What are your feelings on the topic?
I look forward to it because I want to see if we're getting younger players in with these guys opting out for the transfer portal, guys opting out for the NFL. So, for instance, what happens if Tyler Shuck goes, you know what? I know it's my last year, but I'm just going to get ready for the NFL draft. So who gets to play quarterback at that point? That'd be something I'd think about.
Tyler may be eligible for the senior NFL by the time he goes pro.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing I liked about it is just the opportunity to see your team one more time, as hopefully most of the team is still together at that point, just to, because it's going to change, obviously.
So from a fan standpoint, it absolutely means something, right?
Yes.
From the player standpoint, it don't mean as much.
It just depends on who the players are. If they haven't played a lot and they're getting a chance to play, it's going to mean a lot to them.
Bowl projections are in. I don't know how up to date these are because I did do the research this morning, so bear with me. We saw one projection projecting us to the Military Bowl versus Navy. 3 other ones were the Gator Bowl. Wow. With 3 different opponents, Missouri, Ole Miss, or LSU. I don't know. Obviously, I wanted the Pop-Tarts Bowl, but everybody else kind of screwed that up for us by losing. Did anybody else see any different bowl projections other than those? No?
All right, look.
No. All right, well, it's Sam's time to shine now because we are going to go over
I got a question
Okay, go ahead. Never mind.
about the last question.
Forget Sam.
So, like the freshmen, are they mandated to play? I mean, if they sit out, like for me, like if like the running backs, right? Isaac Brown and Duke Watson, if they're coming back next year, wouldn't that kind of put a negative light on you for sitting out a game? I mean, it's
could.
still a game, right?
Yeah.
And then with Shuck, I almost feel like he has to play because a lot of people have said that he has a Sunday arm,
That wasn't even catchable.
but
Sorry.
he's not on anybody's draft board right now. And the year that he has had, I mean, he's a top 10 quarterback in college this year. Maybe that compels him to put on one more display before going into off season and camps and combines and all that. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it though. I mean,
I think with Shuck, he has gotten that. Was it the Senior Bowl? Was it Reese's?
Yeah, the
he's
Reese's
played in
Senior
the
Bowl.
last 4 years.
Yeah, so he has gotten that invite. So if you look at it a lot, that's when a lot of quarterbacks and receivers, especially sometimes offensive linemen too, they move up.
Yeah, but you're going to split a lot of time in that game though with other senior quarterbacks.
It's the practice that they mostly look practice and the drills. So I think if he decides to opt out of playing, it'll be okay because he has that invite. But it doesn't hurt to get more tape.
Yeah,
Right. That's what I'm saying. You in a bowl game, he's gonna, unless we get to a point where we're just blowing somebody out, right, and then put somebody else in. That's actual, competition.
Yeah.
But I would think if I was a coach, and if let's just say I was Louisville's coach this year, like, look, unless you're a senior or you're an underclassman that's going pro, you're playing.
Yeah,
I would agree as well. Garrett Hoover says, Sam, I'm sorry your Canes lost yesterday.
They lost the Orange.
that was a disappointing
That was
loss.
orange.
You were disappointed in that
orange
loss,
crowd.
Sam?
Yeah,
You had
they
a
were-
personal
They were
investment?
they were up 21, I think, at one point in time in that game, and the loss hurts because it kind of drops Louisville because now Syracuse, I think they have the same or better record. No,
They're in fourth now.
yeah. So
They finished fourth ahead of us.
the loss we would have been ahead of Syracuse had Miami won. That's where my interest was, not because I'm a Miami fan.
I don't know. If you're looking at the ticker right now, it says Sam is sad that Miami lost. So I don't know. I don't know why that would say that if it wasn't true. So it is what it is. Women's basketball, Sam, it's your time to shine, buddy. Women's basketball update. Let everybody know how the women's basketball team fared this week, other than them bouldering over the Buffaloes in Colorado. Wordplay trick.
So the Cards were successful in their trip to Colorado. Was it Boulder, Colorado? 79-71. They were led in scoring by Nyla Harris, 14 points.
Nyla.
The freshmen are definitely coming along because you had Azalea Arenas. She had 11. Roberts also chipped in with 13. So, well, Jada and Nyla had 14. I'm sorry. It was a good road test for them, different environment, away from the friendly confines of the Yum Center. But they returned home Wednesday.
Sorry, I was just trying to get in the camera while you were talking.
Oh,
on and on and on. No, I'm just kidding.
they returned home Wednesday for a tough matchup against Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's run like 7th or 8th.
Okay.
Former Cards, Peyton Verhouse, also plays for Oklahoma, so it'll be somewhat of a welcoming back. Hopefully she don't have too much fun on her way back. And then Saturday,
Remember, her dad's a big fan of this show, so
yes.
let's not like say we hope she gets Nancy Kerrigan. or
No,
anything.
no. We will welcome her back, but we don't want to have too much fun.
No. And
then Cards also play UConn on Saturday, so it's a tough 2-game stretch here. It's going to force those freshmen to grow up really, really fast. because we're relying on them. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of ups and downs this season. And I do believe that they will get better in February and March than they are right now.
Why do they do our teams like this? So you just that's like probably toughest week in Louisville women's basketball history. UConn and Oklahoma rankings wise, and then the men's team plays like Ole Miss, Duke, and Kentucky all within a 10-day period. So, boo schedulers. The men's basketball team, they first off, before I go to men's basketball, did any kind of women's basketball recruiting news coming out?
No, it's still real quiet. I think we're still down to 2, and I'm almost certain that we're gonna get one more high school recruit and then go to transfer portal. Sorry.
Okay. Do you know who do you have a guess as to who the high school girl is we get?
No. There's 5 that are currently really, really high.
Okay.
On their radar.
5, and we're only going to take one of the 5?
Yes. There is only going to be one of the 5. They might take 2, but I'm almost certain that that third spot is probably going to come from the transfer portal because we're gonna lose a whole lot of production.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I thought we had like 8 freshmen.
Yeah, we do because we lose Jada, Olivia, Marissa. What did I do?
There's no R's on the end of their name.
You said Jader,
Olivia.
Oh,
you know how we are. We're the human resources.
Olivia. Okay, Olivia, Jada, Marissa, and then J-Lo Williams. So
Marissa.
Oh,
I thought her name was Jalea.
Jalea, sorry. I was trying to make sure that I don't say
Pirate Sam over here.
Is that a Bahamas thing? Is that because of pirates?
It might be because a lot of times we put S's on things that shouldn't be S's. So
like what?
An S. It's
like. Do you want to?
I don't think that's like a Bahamas thing. I think that's just a lot of people that talk slang or.
I said you put S's on the end of the thing. So like, what? Do you want to drive home?
No, not like that.
So 2-1 record down in Atlantis. Satisfied with that. You couldn't have asked for much more than that. I made the mistake of saying out loud Friday morning, which, by the way, shout out to the Black Friday shoppers this year because I didn't almost have to cut a chick not one time. It was beautiful. But I made the mistake Friday morning of talking to a friend on the phone and saying, you know what? I would almost trade. No, I said, we can lose today as long as we don't lose tomorrow. But if we win today, that means the sports gods are not going to be nice enough to give us a women's basketball win, an Atlantis championship, and a win over Kentucky in the same weekend. It's going to be 2 out of 3. And I'm sorry for doing that. I jinxed the basketball team. It's every week. I don't know why. I'm not boring you. I'm not boring myself. I am distracted with the football game. Flag for what? Okay, you got the flag, buddy. Calm down.
I think it's a face mask.
What
was he doing?
I don't know.
He's peed off at the refs. He got hurt earlier, I think.
Yeah, he's angry. So very, very satisfied with the men's basketball trip down to the Bahamas. They do have a tough schedule coming back. Do they have anybody before Ole Miss, or do we jump right into Ole Miss, Duke, Kentucky?
Tuesday.
Ole Miss is it Tuesday already?
I think that's the Ole Miss game's Tuesday.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, it is.
That's a quick.
The guy that never looks at anything knew that.
Who, Wes?
It's real.
Not me.
Oh. So it's actually Ole Miss Tuesday, Duke Sunday, both games here. Then UTEP here Wednesday, the following Wednesday, and then at that other team the following Saturday. And then we have Florida State, got another conference game coming up. And then we've got Eastern Kentucky and then number 12 North Carolina to finish off the month. They hate us. That's all I'm going to say. They hate us. It is what it is. Let's see. Sorry, I am trying to keep up. Jeff said his photo gallery is ready for review. So if you want to do that while we're finishing up, it is what it is. The only offer I heard this week, we offered Eastern Florida State College Juke, and it wasn't this week, it was last week. I should say the only offer I've heard of recently was from East Florida State College JUCO guard Corey Kalker. He's a 6 foot, 180-pound point guard, averages 15.6 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game. He shoots 44% from the field, but only 25% from the three. He'll fit in well with this team. Spent his freshman season at Northern Virginia Community College, where he averaged 24 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, with 41% from the field, 35 from three, and 80% free throws. Very quick and decisive, does well at not allowing the defense to force him to play out of control. Not really heard anything else. Right now, we're on injury watch. As you all know, Kason Pryor or as Joey calls him, Skeet Davison, did get injured in the Cards game versus Oklahoma. We are awaiting test results. The feeling I've got is that it's not, and this is nothing I've heard from the message boards. You all know that I know people, I know the coaches. So without saying what they've asked me not to say, I don't get a good feeling from what I've heard. And it's almost feel like whereas the Corin Johnson injury was initially played off to me as I should be okay pretty quick. It feels like it's a lot more serious than that now. So we got those two guys needing to come back. We should get Boubacar Traore back after the first of the year. I don't know if they plan on taking Kobe or Khalifa's red shirts away due to us being short on players, but I think that's what everybody. Here's the thing: in 2 weeks, we're going to probably be under 500, only because we've run out of bodies, and we're going to be playing more physical teams. And when you play more physical teams, you foul out, right? I think we've only had one foul out this year, and it was against Oklahoma. We may have had more. I don't know. I only remember one time, and I don't even remember who it was that fouled out. Hadley. Yeah, you're correct. Other than that, I'm not sure we've had a guy foul out this season, but it's God, I hate to say this because this gives me chills to say it, but it is going to get worse before it gets better. That's something we heard good old Penny Kane say in his tenure here. I'm not even going to say his whole name. Penny Kane would say that a lot, but let's be patient with Coach Kelsey. And these kids, they're playing their hearts out. They've been hustling so much. They've been attacking the defensive boards. I've loved everything I've seen. If this team was completely healthy, I feel like everything would still be on track. But let's see how these injuries turn out, see what happens with them. Maybe a point to where those two kids could come back next year. And that's a nice starting foundation for next season's team, is having a Kason and a Kobe and a Khalifa and a Corin come back to be your starting core. I don't know who else is eligible for another year or not, but it is what it is. Mikael Brown, we're still on Mikael Brown watch. I am at this point willing to put in a lock for him to Louisville. I feel like things are going really, really well between the two sides. So I cannot wait for that to be announced, because a lot of people are waiting for a commitment. They've wanted to say that things were going well, but every time they go well for us, something happens. So we need something to take their minds off of it. The commitment will do just that. Let's go to the chat line really quick before we go to rapid fire. Who will be left to play? That's a very good question. Babu says Dre Davis comes back to the Tuesday. I forgot he transferred to Mississippi after he transferred to Seton Hall. So,
Did he really?
And then Tay Davis, he transferred to Notre Dame. I don't know if he was there the whole time.
To Seton Hall to play together, and then they split up.
I don't know if Tay ever played at Seton Hall. I think he committed. I know he committed there after he decommitted from us, but I don't think he ever played there.
I think he did 1 year.
You do? Okay.
think he did. But yeah.
Great point there, Dre Davis. Ben McCauley, our do it all miscellaneous guys, working on a weekly piece to where he's going to be telling you all where all of our former Cardinals are and how they're doing, because we still care about all those guys, the Dennis Evans, the Trey Whites, the Sky Clarks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
JJ.
Yeah, not just last year's guys. He's going to go over all the guys we lost the last 2 years with Kenny and the ones we lost coming in, because Penny.
Jalen's still at North Carolina, right?
Yes. So he'll be on that list.
Still there for real?
Yeah.
And then Samuel.
So is Baycott, right?
No, he's gone.
But guys like
Caleb Glenn is at FAU.
Caleb, and then I don't know if Sam Williamson's still playing, but I do know Matt Cross is playing for SMU now.
Really?
Yeah, I saw him, but I didn't see Sam, so I don't know.
I know we got Mike James and
you got Mike and
Huntley Hatfield and
Curtis
NC
Wood.
State.
You got Curtis Williams. That's a whole bunch of dudes from last year. Roosevelt Willer. Who was the little dude that people just
Johnson?
No. Well, I mean, no, but no, he was the little guard.
Johnson.
No, not Tyler.
Oh,
I'm talking about the one that was really good friends with Mike James. He ended up going to UTEP or.
Well, you're talking about the
Yes.
Oh God, the one guy with the
Let's not forget Devin Ree. That's another one.
I can't remember his name.
Fabio Basili.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I forgot all about him. He didn't even play, did he?
Yeah, he played.
Did
he? Yep.
Yeah, he did.
But there's still more, because who's the dude that went to Providence?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, we lost a whole lot because
I think he came from Florida to us, and
Clark went to
he went to UCLA. Boom.
That's a shame we don't play NC State at home.
We don't.
No.
Who's the guy that went to? He was a really good 3-point shooter for us, and he went to Providence.
Noah
Locke. Thank you. So there's a
I
bunch.
don't remember him.
he was like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he was like
He's
our
from
lead.
Florida.
Yeah, that's what I said. The guy that came from Florida and went to Providence. Anyway, there's a lot of. Make sure you touch them. Haven't seen Mike. Mike James is injured. Yeah, he's injured, Babu. So that's why you've not seen him. You've not seen him yet. Rapid fire again. Cards finished 2-1 in the Bahamas, and then Higgy put a bunch of stuff about women's basketball and the football game that we have already talked about. So I don't know why. Anna DeBeer had 16 kills and 14 digs, but the number 3 ranked U of L women's volleyball team fell 3-1 to number 7 Stanford Saturday afternoon in Mabel's Pavilion. Louisville moves to 25-5 and 17-3 in the ACC with the loss. I'm not reading all those numbers out. The Cards hit 255 for the match with 3 aces and 10 blocks. Charity Looper had 15 kills and 9 digs. Kara Kress added 10 kills and 5 blocks. Elena Scott had 13 digs, and Sofia Maldonado Diaz added 4 blocks. We figured out last night that the volleyball team doesn't play a conference tournament. There's the NCAA selection show, and maybe we already knew that and just forgot because we're in football and basketball mode, but their selection show is tonight at 6 p.m. So we'll bring you details of that next week on the show. I'm not sure when that tournament would start, so I don't know if we'll be able to tell you all where we're going to be in the tournament without boop, fumbled, picked it up, let's go. Nope, they got it back.
No, we got it.
Okay, we got it. Smith with the recovery. Thank you.
what? Yes, they needed the points.
U of L setter Nelise Cabello was tabbed the ACC Volleyball Freshman of the Week for matches played November the 18th through the 24th. Cabello was named the ACC Freshman of the Week for the second straight week. The setter out of Claremont, Florida, helped lead the Cardinals to a .309 hitting percentage and 2 wins over Virginia and Virginia Tech last week. As I stated before, Jeff Nunn has his Lexington photo gallery, which I think it's almost 200 pictures this time. He normally does about 75 to 100. He got a lot of exclusive shots yesterday that he was sending to me throughout the day. You all are going to love. It's going to be awesome. It's ready to review and post. So as soon as this show's over with, did you already post it?
I haven't posted.
You haven't?
I went
Okay.
through. I updated there's a couple things that
Okay.
you can.
So support. Make sure you check out the photo gallery. Between him, TJ Barr, Justin Kruger, and Keith Russell, we've got the best photographer team in the country. And Keith Russell just shot like the Phoenix Suns game the other day, and those pictures were ridiculous. Tune into our show. Again, make sure you're supporting our photographers. Tune into our show Sundays at 1 p.m. No more Friday shows. Stay tuned to our social media, though, and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live. With us now not having a Friday night show, we will probably have more impromptu weekend shows that we do just to catch up on stuff. So subscribe and you'll be notified immediately. Even though we prefer you do that on YouTube, it helps us out more if you all watch on YouTube. You can find the audio version of this show on over 125 different platforms: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart. Hit subscribe now, like the plus button, favorite, or whatever it is Shawn does on Saturday nights normally. I saw what he did last night, and it was he wrestled his nephew in the living room, and I was proud of Shawn. It was a fairly even fight. So
No, I was disappointed. Should have manhandled that
That's
kid.
what I'm saying too.
Should have ragged.
Well, at the end of the day, it's still his nephew. So if his nephew comes home with a broken ankle or something, he's got to answer to his sister. So
Hey, he's a guy.
he should have started it,
Right.
which
no,
he did.
I actually did.
Well, no, but he took
Chalk
the
up as
bait.
a lesson learned.
No, I was proud. I thought Mason was going to manhandle Shawn, and Shawn was like, "No, not today." You
teach him a lesson
mother.
so he don't have to learn it out in the streets, Shawn. Teach him it at home.
But see, that's the thing. That's going to be
Whoop him.
That's going to be his rude awakening, because he's not going to have anybody to teach him that at home, and then he's going to mouth off to somebody in public and get straight knocked the fudge out. That's what's going to happen. But again, back to our whatever Shawn does on Saturday nights. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, it's easy. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all begin. Hit the podcast drop down tab. Go to CSZ Podcast for all of our stuff. All of our stuff from the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast these last 6 years. And for the stuff before we went on, he almost broke it. He did break it. No, he didn't.
You count him out.
For the stuff before we went on the air on 93.9, it's there under archives. Check that out as well. Check out our exclusives while you're there too. Shawn, Sam, Dalton, and the crew, Blake, Ben, they all do a really good job. For a job that they do for free, well, they get free tickets and access to games and stuff, so it's not really free. But they do a really good job pouring their heart into this work, and we really do appreciate them doing that. Shout out to everybody that's out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate and love you guys. Shout out to our guys, Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage, for doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. I don't know what that was. Shout out to the 502 Circle, Mark and Dan and the crew up there. They're putting out great shows with Floyd Street Media, such as Goal Line, Keeping It 100, Inside the Huddle, Beyond the Cart. Make sure you're tuning in to Around the ACC with DP. I'm not sure how that's going to go for the rest of the season. I don't know when he's going to put that out going forward, but check it out. For social media, where can everybody find you at, Shawn? And I'm not talking about, for the last time, your Farmers Only login. Tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter.
At Elville Shawn.
Sam?
Baseboy124.
Wes?
Westkeys_CSZ.
Joey?
Joe Wyman 526.
And I am at Jeremy_CSZ. Let's go to the chat line, then we're going to hit our last words. Kamari Lands is another one Dwayne mentions. Hey, guys. Fabian says, hey, guys. So proud of the teams. Absolutely. Go Cards. Fabian says, who's the players currently on that other team's roster who contacted the Cards about transferring? There's only one I know of, and I'm not going to put that out there. That's something you could text me, and maybe we'll talk about it. Louisville Bub says, flock up. Well, no, not really interested in flocking up, especially since we beat the flock out of y'all a couple weeks ago. Any word on Pryor? Sorry, Wes. You don't start no spit, won't be no spit. And Louisville Bubs definitely tried to start some spit. Fabian says, any word on Pryor? My apologies if you talked about it already. No word yet. All I can say is that he has undergone tests and still awaiting answers. Let's see, did we get the lead? And it is good. So no, we hadn't talked about it yet. That's where we stand at right now.
Well, nobody can score anymore for the rest of the game for me.
Well, is that the over under?
I had under 47 and a half. They're 45 now. So
well, that's quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
I'll take a win.
Okay. Let's go to last words. Shawn, give us your last words. Not in life, but just for this week.
It's no longer marking season in L&N Stadium. It's still marking season in the Ville, Yum Center, Tuesday. Let's kick Ole Miss's butt.
Okay. Wes?
It's been a great week for the Cards, and what Shawn said, let's go beat Ole Miss on Tuesday.
Sam?
Go Cards. Thank you very much for teaming those kitties.
We'll explain it afterwards, Shawn.
But now, let's go ahead and hopefully transfer that positive energy, that winning attitude into the Yum Center. We have big games this week on the men and women's sides. So let's go ahead and support our student athletes, women's basketball, men's basketball. And I'm hoping, like everyone else here at the table, that the volleyball playoffs and the tournament comes through Louisville. And I know Card Nation is going to show out in the Yum Center again.
Projected to be a top 4 seed, so we will host all the way through to the championship, through the Final Four. So that's good. My last words, don't forget, Jeff Nunn's photo gallery will drop right after the show. Again, Friday night shows are over as a regular thing. We will still go live from time to time. Just stay subscribed. We're just not going to do it every week. We probably will do a Friday show the Friday before the bowl game to kind of preview our opponent. But we love the Friday shows a lot. And a lot of people tuning in today off of the Friday show last week. So we appreciate you all and appreciate that as well. Joey, it's time for you to do your thing and give us your final words.
Well, as always, Maryland's trash. I think they got handled pretty mightily yesterday by the Nittanies. Still don't know what a Nittany line is, but whatever. Purdue's trash.
Super trash.
They might as well drop down. Like, to a point, sometimes I wish American sports were like soccer around the world, where if you're not good enough, you get relegated to a lower league. Because some of these schools will get relegated, and we'd never have to worry about them again.
Pew pew.
Wouldn't have to talk about them.
Sorry.
Clemson and Miami are trash for losing.
Yeah.
Must win games for the conference. Whereas it looked like the ACC could possibly get 3 teams in the college football playoff, it's looking like now, really, to me, the whoever wins the ACC championship might be the only representative, and that's based off of the Big Ten SEC bias. They've wanted all year to be able to try to put 4 SEC teams and 4 Big Ten teams in the CFP, and it's looking like they might get their wish on that, because the Big 12 is only going to get their champion in if it's Arizona State. If it's not Arizona State, I don't know that the Big 12 even gets a representative in at all. Tulane losing might help that out a little bit. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm looking forward to the CFP. It's been kind of fun to watch, teams go up, teams lose, and, happen to figure out who's going to be in. But yeah, Sam's team and Clemson, there's a lot of orange. There's a lot of orange losing. Clemson orange, Miami orange.
It's no longer the summertime. They got squeezed.
Yeah. Purdue, they're gold and black, but they suck. They
might as well be orange. Our guy Kelly Dickey did get back with me.
And the Bengals are orange too, so they suck.
Yeah, for sure. So Right now, we're sitting at how many did I say? 14 or 15
On what?
sacks. How many sacks we've
I think you
allowed?
said 15.
All right. So that would be the second fewest all time.
First
First all time was 13 sacks in 2003. So that would have been 2003. Would that have been Brian? Would that have been the Brian Brom era?
No, 2003 was.
I mean, he wouldn't have had nothing to do with it, but I was just.
That was LaFour's, right?
No.
Who did Brom take over for? Like, who did he?
He took over for LaFour's, but that wasn't 2003 the last year of John L. before Bob Petrino was hired.
I don't recall, and I don't care enough to.
Was that Dave Ragone?
It was one of them. It was one of them. Let's finish up the chat line, then we'll hop out of here.
Yeah.
Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We hope you all had a great Thanksgiving as well. And thank you all for joining us on this fine, beautiful Saturday morning. We hope you all enjoy this week. Thanks again for all the support. We love you guys. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. L's up. We're out of here. Yeet. No, it's Jay. Well, you can throw your J up too, because it's me. See y'all next week.